All right, I think now we can start. All right, so again, this is a mini Gemba kickoff. It's a working session. It's intended to be about 1 hour or so because of the limited documents. We've got everybody here in the team. With the exception of Gabe, we'll just mark them out for now. So we're going to go through just a brief description. You guys can see the agenda right now, right? Okay. So we're going to do a quick overview of the documents that we have and what we don't have. Some of the deliverables that we're going to run through. We're going to do the cover sheet. We're going to highlight the scope in the session. This will be a little different. Hopefully you guys got a chance to set up on your end, Aja and Ahmed, so that once I start the first building, you guys can kind of do the same, and I'll help and with the time and everything. And then we'll do as much as we can on the scope tab. We do have specifications, and then we're going to go through some dates on the cover sheet that we've got on there. You know what? Mike was also going to join. He accepted the meeting, so he might jump in when he remembers about the time. As far as the daily huddles, does anybody have a preference for either one of these? 11, 11:30? Any other suggestions?
11 works for me.
Everybody else? 11?
Yes.
Yeah, 11 fine.
We'll agree on that. Okay, going on to the documents. I'm going to start with the Bluebeam session. The session was included in the meeting invite. So if you guys don't have it, it's here. It's 900-422-496. It's Sunset Glenoaks Studios. What we've got uploaded on there is the architectural with the bookmarks. We've got the specifications, the structural, the bid form, and then the schedule as well. That's kind of what's loaded in the session. In Teams, bring that over here. We've created the channel for it.
Sorry, we have one Bluebeam for all of job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, it's that one Bluebeam session. And then the channel in K-Drive 2.0, you guys can see that Sunset Glenoaks. All that we've got there is the bid process checklist and then the meeting agenda that we're looking at right now. So this is already kind of started for Aja and Ahmed. Just the admin phase of it is already begun. We're going to be rolling into the kickoff portion. So anyway, it's spinning a little bit there, but that's what's uploaded in Teams. We're going to go through the cover sheet and all that on dates and all that. So that's in Teams. And we did not get a Revit model for this project, so there's no documents as far as that goes. Okay, so with that, if nobody has questions about the documents, we're going to start with the cover sheet, with the bid process. So most of this is already filled out. I just want to go through the dates with you guys, but just to run through this. It's Sunset Glenoaks is a project. Owner is Hudson Pacific. Architect is all filled out here, Baston and Associates. The structural is Structural Focus. There is a consultant for the acoustics, Beneclausen Associates. This is a class 4. Eddie, originally, I didn't have anything on the list for Jumpstart, but I did put Jumpstart package 1 for the wind loads, since we are going to be sending the glass out. The bid date, I put the bid date of the 5th. Looking at the schedule here, it's a week is all they're giving us, but I put the 5th worst case scenario, but really I think Monday is what they're giving us. I think the driver here is going to be us getting pricing from Arcadia. Not too much what we have to do, because I think takeoff wise, and what we need to do is it isn't going to take much. It's going to be us sitting there waiting on stuff from Arcadia. So I put the 5th, even though they're only giving us a week. I think an extra week. So this is a project with Snyder Langston, Jumpstart. Let me update this. I'm going to put the Laverne office, a modeler. I got Farsad and Damien. This project is in LA. There's the session. The specification list are listed here. And the structural is also uploaded in the session, as well as the architectural with bookmarks. There is no architectural model. And we did not get a logistics from the contractor either. As far as what's going to be required, again, Jumpstart Package 1, nothing on 2 and 3. On the sales model, I listed the square footages, the glass RFQ, and I think this is a stick job, but I put this as sales units because I think you need that to come up with the glass anyway, right? Yeah, and then takeoff. This one is questionable. I put takeoff because I was going to get you guys' feedback on, this is a stick job. And are you able to provide like the number of horizontals and verticals that are in that? When you do your glass or the sales units, are you able to kind of break out how many horizontals, how many verticals, just quantity pieces, not metal necessarily, because we're gonna use Arcadia's number, but for field, like, field installation, like how many horizontals, how many verticals we're gonna install. Are you able to break that out? Because that's what I had here for, as far as the takeoff.
We can do a schedule that can give you the counts of each part.
Okay, just counts, that's all really that we would need, like.
Okay. Yeah,
but it should be just Revit. It shouldn't be takeoff.
it should be Revit.
Yeah, just Revit,
Revit.
not metal. I don't know, I didn't know how to list this.
Yeah.
We won't be pulling metal.
Okay.
And then Mike, I saw you came in. I wanted to talk to you about maybe coming up with just a very brief installation plan.
Sure.
So that's on the list for, as far as deliverables for the group. The bid date, as I mentioned, is the 5th. And working backwards from that, Mike, I had the logistics plan for the 3rd. But as I mentioned earlier, the 3rd will be next week on Wednesday. Yeah. Does that work for you?
Yeah, I can make it work.
Okay. And nothing on the 3D, but I did put quantities here as far as, instead of metal, quantities for the 29th, which would be Friday. Is that doable for you guys?
I think so.
Yep.
I'm looking at the project. It's not too big.
Yeah, no, I think there's a lot of, I'm not gonna say repetition, but I think it's pretty straightforward. I'll leave that alone. I didn't put anything for miscellaneous schedule. The sales unit, I had them the same as the glass RFQ, which I put for the 28th. If we can get it by the 28th and get it out to the glass vendors and try to push them to get us either something by the 29th or the 1st, which is why I'm thinking that's gonna push out a little bit. Does that work for you guys?
Yeah, this should be
Yeah.
coming out the same day.
Okay, those two, right? And then the square footages and OST takeoff I had listed for tomorrow. I know I talked to Ahmed and Aja in the earlier meeting, and they're okay with that. But for you guys, is that doable? So I really don't know the setup. If you don't have a model, if you're kind of working from scratch.
Yeah, this one probably. I don't know. I didn't look at the job. Maybe it's a small
Well,
one.
we'll look at it right now. I mean, we'll leave these dates for now. I'll switch over to looking at
Probably the 27th.
the 27th is okay. That Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, 27, put 27.
It's a bunch of openings I see.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing is that most of the scope is in that one sheet for each of the buildings. So let me flip to that. And we're gonna roll into, so we went through this cover sheet, we're gonna roll into highlighting scope. So I'll start on the first building. What you'll notice is that most of the scope where we're gonna be looking at is gonna be in elevation. And that's in the So just a quick view of that. Let me go to the site plans before I get too carried away. To give you a just kind of overview of the logistics area. Maybe it's this guy here. So here's a site plan. So there's two buildings. Building one is this guy here, and we don't have to worry about too much of the sound stages. So building one has two buildings within it, and it's building, they're calling it BP1 and BP4. That's building one. And I think initially I meant, let me make sure, who did we? Yeah, I think I had Damien. I think we broke it up by building. I had put Damien and Aja on, as far as on estimated takeoff for building one. Farsad on building two, Ahmed on building two. But going back to that. So this is building one, and it has BP1 and BP4. In other words, two buildings within that. Building two has another two buildings, pretty symmetrical. It's kind of the opposite layout. And it's got BP5 and BP6. I'm gonna look at the first one, BP1 for building one, which would be this guy here. The scope is shown on the A5 sheets, BP-A5. So for example, here's, I think somebody's already been working on that, but this is the scope. You got that front side, which is the main scope, main view of that, the long view, and then the two sides. That's it for, and it follows the same. So this is BP1, and if I go to BP4, A5, you're gonna have this almost a similar look. You got the main view and then the two sides, and that's essentially the scope. BP5 on building two, A5 again, same. I mean, it looks almost like the same building. So we're gonna break them out by building, by BPs, because that's the way the bid form is. So here's 5. And then there's BP6 on building 2. You'll see it kind of looks similar to the other buildings. So that's really the scope, those four buildings. So I'm going to start the highlighted scope on that first building we looked at. And Aja, if you guys want to, Aja and Ahmed, if you guys want to follow along on your other two building or your buildings, as I start on BP1, A5. Aja, you have one if you want to start on BP4. And then Ahmed, you can do BP5 and 6 as we go. All we're going to do is highlight the scope. Really, I mean, this is one complete system, so we're not even going to break it out beyond that. So I'm going to start on this sheet here. And I'm going to go with green for BP1. So I'm going to just go around here. I think there's a lot of repetition here. We're not going to break it up by floor or nothing like that. We're only going to break it up by building. There's going to be we should have, as far as data goes, for breakouts for BP. And right now, we're not looking into this scope yet, whatever this is. I'm not sure if it's sunshades or if it's metal. Mike, if this is a stick build, anything special for setting? Everything's going to be from the outside, right?
Outside with the boom, yeah.
Outside with the boom. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think the owner is probably requesting the contractor, Snyder Langston, to get a number from us. This is Hudson Pacific. A lot of the stuff that we've done out there with them, I think they've been pretty happy. All the Sunset projects, Sunset Bronson, 5901. That's all them. So the job already bid last week, but they
The
wanted,
stack was outside set.
yeah. This is an Arcadia system.
Base, mid, or back? The pocket.
Oh, it's in the front.
Okay.
Front set. The specs do call for the 4.5-inch deep system, but the details are showing the 6-inch system.
Okay.
I guess the spec calls for both. So this will be all our scope here. And we are going to pick up the doors as well, and we're going to ask Arcadia to break them out. They already have the documents. I need to check in with them to see if they get some updates or feedback on when they think they can get us something.
Mhm.
Be nice if they can get us. I mean, if they already bid the job, they should be able to have something for us already. I guess they would have bid it to someone else. I'm gonna look at this.
That
level.
recessed. Looks like it's recessed back.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Did you guys see if Aja, if there was a break here, or if this is continuous, if this is a panel, or if it is the starting, stopping like it's showing?
When I looked at the floor plan, it looks like a break.
Okay, so it's gonna start and stop like this?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
We'll do it that way. So it should be the same for all the other buildings. So you guys coloring along too on the other? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in the end, we'll dump a copy of it here on the project folder. I mean, it's pretty straightforward on this, but we'll follow the process. When you guys get a new project, virtual team, is there a setup? Is there like a setup time that goes along with that? Like if you don't have a model? Or do you
Yeah,
guys
I mean,
set templates?
we have to set up first the project on Revit, and then we have to do setup with whatever we have, whether it's a floor plan or something. But we're trying this new thing that's a little faster, that we don't necessarily have the elevations in the right spot at first. We kind of just have them floating on space. They're all there, it's just they're not in the right location. And then once we get the project, we fix that. So we'll basically have all the walls up. They're just not going to be, we're not going to have any grids. We're not going to have that kind of stuff. We're just going to have, since it's stick built, you know, we're able to just kind of like size them and have them up.
Nice.
And I'm setting up the project right now, sending it to Farsad. So we're going to start working on that as soon as possible.
Yeah, you know, like for us, before we start loading it to OST, we end up like extracting all the pages, putting them into a folder so that, like in the case, like this morning, prior to us meeting here, we extracted the pages into a folder so that, you know, Ahmed and Aja could start uploading the files themselves to OST, and that by itself is a little bit of a process before even getting into takeoff. You know, that's. So I'm done with this one. I'm just going to add the legend. This guy here. Actually, you know what? We're gonna not do this legend. We're gonna do the one that's in the scope sheet, the scope tab. think we captured everything here. The main facade and then the two sides. So if these are panels, that's not going to be by us. What I'm not sure of is this guy here. That must be a panel. Yeah, so we'll just do windows and nothing else. So the other thing we're going to do is, so that's the highlighting the scope. We're going to go to that scope tab. In the bid process checklist, we're going to go here. I did kind of preset the 4 buildings. So this first one, I mean, they're all going to be identical. I mean, but we're going to provide a little spot for it. This will be, just go here because we're going to do the other ones on the other. This is essentially BP1. It's the green one that's going to match up with the elevation that we just did. Stick built window system, and then we'll fill out this data here as we go through our holes. So this is this. If you guys are still going through that, let me know. We could. What colors that you guys have for your other buildings?
BP4, I'm doing cyan, but that's 6. But 4, I'm doing.
Let me update this. This should be building 1, BP1, right? That's, and then you. We've got building 1.
BP4.
What color did you use on that one?
Cyan.
Cyan.
Yeah.
That goes to that. Or was that one of those in that? Yeah, we should probably get this to match up.
Yeah, it was the next one in the blue beam.
In this one here, yeah. Did you have a color for? We're going to say this is building 2.
I use orange for 5.
For 5, okay.
No, I guess I'll just use red or the other one.
What color?
I'll just use red. Red.
I'm sorry, I missed it.
I'll use red for the other one.
EPK6. Okay, so we've got the scope. And then what we're going to do is maybe as you guys get finished, I could probably dump this guy out of here. We're gonna cut and paste this into that legend. Does this match up with what you guys have for the as close as possible, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys see that you're going to put any, you're not going to do aliases for this, right? None of that, because this will be a buyout. So probably just update here. This will get updated as we go, but.
Beautiful.
Say that again, Mike?
Sorry, I got approved for my setting plan.
Okay, so I will drop this in the same spot for the other 2. Nice thing is, you guys are working on the session, right? So if I go to 4, A5, this one here. Oh, there we go. And we're going to go to 6 or 5 on 5. And then 6. Yeah, we'll be done quick. You said red on this one, right? Leave it there. Okay. All right, so I think that covers the scope tab. On the specs, you know what? We're going to look at the specs real quick since we're doing pretty good on time. Specs. What we're supposed to do in this part of the kickoff Gemba is just highlight the specs that are going to be applicable to that we want to review. We're not going to go and dig into the specs unless you guys have a question about it. But so we're going to just highlight the specs that we're going to request to be looked at, even though we're only doing JS1. You don't do the spec review during JS1, right? Eddie, Zorlo?
Yeah, we have to.
Okay.
Yeah, just in case anything comes up.
Okay, so we've got that one. There's listing bifold entrance, but I don't think I saw any. We definitely will look at the hardware if there's any. The glass. We're not going to look at mirrors. We're going to look at this. This will go out to the waterproofer. See if there's anything on mock-ups or anything like that with the visual one. Yeah, so these first two ones. I like this one. Mock-ups. You see any other section for you, Eddie, that you would look into?
No.
Okay, so those are the specs we'll review during the week as we go through our process. So that's the spec. We went through that. We established the dates. You guys are still going back to those dates. Now that you've looked at the job kind of briefly, go back to that. Going back to the cover sheet. Do these dates still kind of work out? You know, we're going to get the footage in by Wednesday, both the OST takeoff and the sales model footage. On the OST takeoff, we want to get that to Arcadia, the sooner the better. The footage for us from you guys would just be kind of like us cross-checking one another, make sure that we're still, we're in line. And the glass RFQ, we've got it by Thursday. Yeah, Thursday the 28th, so that we can get that out to whoever the glass vendors are, along with the sales units. And then the quantities by Friday. And then the schedule, like for you, will be by the 3rd. If you get it before that, I mean, with everything, we'll just put it in the session. Let's see. So those are the deliverables. We agreed on a time. Because we were able to do that in 30 minutes. Let's go back to look at the architecturals. So, I mean, just so everybody knows, this is the breakout that the contractor is looking for. Our pricing at the end of the week or next week will go out in this one sheet. This is, again, it's a class 4. We're going to get pricing from Arcadia. We're going to break it out by building. This is, you know, just highlight it, highlight. This will be one scope. That'll be the 2 that you're working on, Aja. And then Ahmed, you got 5. And then 6. There is some miscellaneous scope in the sound stages. But as most of the chunk of the work is in these 4 buildings. You might see some one or 2 windows as you go through this stuff. Like we saw some on PP7. We'll end up adding those separately. Let's see, A5. So the sound stages, it's like the long portion of the building, but most of it's plaster or stucco. But this one, for instance, doesn't have any windows. But you might run into another one that might show them. Let's go and look at one of the section cuts through. Let me go back to start with building 1, since there's a lot of similarity. We'll look through a section cut through this. Yeah, just so we get a sense, this is ground level, it's sitting on stud framing. And the head is a stud framing also, same for level 2. So this is the area they're showing spandrel glass on the upper. So you got vision, 2 lights of vision, and the upper one spandrel. Same, we'll look at this blow up right now. We're not picking up right now, we're not picking up any, oh, this is actually shown backwards, so. Somebody goofed it there, but all right, so looking at this blow up, 10 on 3, 10.3. Yeah, I mean, this is all they're showing. They're not, this one doesn't have, that's a section cut through that. I do believe there were some dimensions on the system. There's the system there. There's no dimension there, but there was another one that showed 6 inches. Probably this one here. Yeah, so these 10.4.1 and 4.2 are the window types. They do have the details. There's a sill. And that one doesn't have a dimension, but one of these does. Here you go. This is a 6-inch system. I think that's what we're gonna bid just based on some of the heights that were shown. The specs do call for a 4-inch system, 4.5, 2-inch by 4.5. So we'll go per the details. Yes, the specs do show both though, but so towards the end, those last pages are the ones that have the details. They have some door details too. This will be
Is this
by
tech wall or rapid set?
well. This is not. This is well, it looks like a pressure type plate system, but this will be Arcadia.
That one does that
Mhm.
vertical detail, but the head and sill look like cans.
Yeah. Let me go to the spec.
So you guys pick it up, just in case. because even their tech wall doesn't have a header seal can.
Yeah, see, they're calling for both the 4.5 system. And well, unless they're showing one of the other ones, but the basis is the 4.5, and then they got the, no, actually, that's all they show is 4.5, and they're showing 6. The Arcadia doors, medium style doors. Let me scroll. Yeah, so that I guess that's the discrepancy. They're showing a 4.5 in the spec, and then the details that we saw 6, and you're saying, yeah, this one here.
And the sill. That's their 3-part rapid set. Get the can, interior filler, exterior filler.
Yeah, but I don't know what Arcadia system this is, or you said the rapid set,
Well, it's like ours. Yeah, I would say
like, or
all wall.
oh, here it is, Arcadia TC 670. So any issues with this, Mike? I mean, other than it's different. It's not a pressure wall system, at least not this one, right?
I don't see many issues with it. I mean, it's a little more time consuming than a tech wall.
Mhm.
Saw in the head can, still can. Waterproofing. I just want to look into the jams. That's a solid jam, not a open face pocket
So
like
How-
we did on.
what would be the sequence on the setting of this, say like this headpiece?
You install the head can.
So this,
Okay, elevate it. You install the this back piece. Draw real quick. Then you install this guy.
okay,
You waterproof it. Then install the exterior and glaze it.
so if I could color that up.
It's kind of a pain. There's a lot of notching too required. So there's 3 pieces here.
Yeah, so let me redo that. It'd be good for when we go and build the estimate that we got this, right? So you got this headpiece
Yes.
with this guy. Then you're gonna have back one for the inside
Yes.
one, right?
Yes.
Then you're gonna have the caulking. And then you're gonna have this guy in the glass, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, so head, inside piece, caulking, and then glazing with the cup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
That's it.
all right.
The sill has the same thing. And then the intermediate horizontal has 3 parts as well.
So I'll just label them here. Is that matching up with what you're saying? Just like that, Mike?
Yes.
Well, that's good to know for me.
Yeah. I think you're running your gaskets by hand. It's a wedge gasket, interior, exterior.
Yeah. Man, you're saying this will be typical for the whole.
Yeah, pretty much.
No.
Even the intermediate horizontal.
This guy.
Well, that's a tech wall.
Yeah, this one's shown.
That's weird. I prefer a tech wall.
Well, is this
Waterproofing wise, you have pressure on the glass. Felt better about it compared to this rapid set. A lot more wire diverting required.
let me
Like underneath the pocket, the glass pocket on the rapid set or the all wall needs to be wire diverted. Compared to the pressure wall system.
we've got a little bit of time. Let's see if I can pull these up. TC 676. Yeah. See what they're showing. If what they're describing matches with what they're showing.
I have it,
can't make it.
Frankie.
Huh?
Oh,
You
you
can't
have
mix
it.
it though.
It does? It does, or what'd you say?
Oh, I said I had it open, but yeah, you're
Did you?
showing it. No, that's fine. You
Oh.
got it. TC 670.
Was this the same one you had open?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it has the silk can system. Slightly different, but
The heck?
Yeah, the bridge is not that big where you can see that it will be a better performing system than the tech wall. Is there any room for, what's the other one that they're asking for?
the other one on the spec was a 4.5, and that was this. See if you want to bring that up. It's
Was still a TC system?
AFG 451. You find it?
Yeah, it's not a thermally broken system though. AFG 451 series. 2 by 4.5 for 1-inch glazing.
Yeah. Let me find. Yeah, I got to find out what there might have been some RFIs asking. Somebody must have asked the question whether we're going to go per spec or per the drawings. The drawings are showing 6-inch, and the specs are calling for that 4.5. I'll look into that.
Okay.
Mercadia's going to ask about that too.
I mean, if I had a preference, I'd go with the tech wall.
You mean their tech wall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of that whole wall.
Okay.
Those parts.
Yeah, that's parts.
Who's fabbing it?
Well, I've asked for them to do it all.
Okay.
It's like a fully fabricated, just delivered to job site.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can you ask them to separate the metal per floor?
Yeah.
Per building per floor? Price that out.
Yeah, I'm trying to reach out to them after this call, just to see how they're gonna be able to, if they're gonna be able to get us something here this week. All right, I think we covered all our agenda items. We scheduled our daily huddles for 11 o'clock. I'll send something out after the meeting. I won't be in tomorrow because I'm actually out tomorrow doing training, but I'll be in the next one, so you guys can surely meet if you guys need to. 11 to 11:30. But I'll be here the rest of the week. You guys have any questions?
What kind of building is this? Office space, medical? What is this?
Yeah, it's an office building.
So Frank, just to be sure, this is just in addition to the existing studio, correct? Like nothing is coming down. I'm just looking at it from a lease building width point of view.
Let's look at the site plan here. Just well, the studio ones that you're referring to are the ones in the back, right? The main ones. And these are,
Yeah, so-
are in the front of it, or in this case, the end of it. Yeah, I mean, how would you do those? I mean, you do them standalone, or you take
No.
that? You take that?
No, the whole deal, yeah. I need to double check what the lease building width will be. Like if it's gonna be
Right.
just this, or I'll look at the guidelines or that.
This is just one big building, right?
That's
BP2, and then
Yeah.
down below was
yeah. So that upper one is building 1. The one below is building 2, and they each have these separate buildings. They each have 2 buildings.
Could you see the BP4 area?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a production office support. That's gonna, is there glazing there?
Yeah.
Behind it?
Well, behind it, up here, no.
Yeah, on the upper floor, is that just a shear wall? So it comes outwards?
No, it's just those 3 walls that somebody's outlining. Those
Okay,
3 walls.
not here, not across there.
Right. Nope.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah, when we go to that, those that elevation's just got that main, and then the 2 sides.
Got it.
Yeah, there's the structure there.
Ah, okay, I see it.
Yeah.
And this is the in between, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Mohammed, you were good on the scope, so I can do an extraction of the highlighted scope.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Does anybody have anything else? No?
No.
Well, we did pretty good time-wise, under an hour, so. Well,
Cool.
pretty straightforward. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
When is this? Sorry. When is this out in the field?
July
Of,
July of 2022.
22?
Yeah, let me push to the schedule.
22?
Yeah, I know. That's why we told them we could only do Arcadia, because we would probably attack this with our thick system, but we may or may not be able to get, aluminum out there that quick. So the schedule there's got, I think, let's see, building 1, BP1 field schedule is July. The earliest one was July. Starting, July 26, 2022. That was a field start. But see, they're not looking to release or bring somebody on board till December. So from December till July, I mean, that's only those roughly 7 months. And we can't really, we wouldn't be able to get metal that quick unless we did something like Arcadia.
Right.
They can get out there, or we can get metal from them sooner. But at the same time, Snyder was open to us determining what our delivery date would be. Like if we told them, no, we could do it with our system, but it'd be, September, October. Yeah. But for this one, we were going to go with just a buyout for now, a buyout system.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Yep. All right. Thank you, guys. We'll see ya.
I guess.